Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. My name is Chris and if you're new to my channel, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to be reviewing the new Bad Habit palette called Cult Mystere. Cult Mystere is part of their Luxe series. I do have the other two palettes right here. I've reviewed these two as well and I did like them, so of course I had to get the third one. You gotta keep the palettes together, right? They're a family. So if you want to know my thoughts on this palette and whether I think it's a hit or a miss, keep on watching. Go ahead and click the subscribe button and the bell button so that you know when I come out with another video. Alright you guys, so this is how it looks right here. It's called Cult Mystere. I'm gonna bring it up close so you guys can see the packaging. I'm actually living for this packaging, you guys. Out of the three that have come out so far, I think this is my favorite. It has a lot of like kind of geisha vibes going on here. I believe this is a geisha right here. Her hair is here, her mouth, her nose, her dress, flowers, all that stuff. I like the packaging a lot. Like the other boxes from the Cult series, this also has like a kind of 3D effect going on here. When you put your fingers down, this part in the middle is deeper into the box, so that's nice. Also right here, the birds are foiled and they're also deeper, so it's just a nice texture. It's a nice packaging. Just like the other ones, in the back it says it is a 10 color eyeshadow collection. It has the ingredients. It is cruelty free. It is 17.8 grams, 0.63 ounces. That's the same weight as the other two palettes as well. So I'm gonna go ahead and open this up. This is not a first impression video. I've already played with this palette. I know how the palette performs. I'm just gonna be reviewing it for you guys so you guys can know for yourself. I really haven't complained about their palettes. You know, I usually have a harder time with face candy. Face candy to me is like a hit or miss, but Bad Habit for me has been very consistent. So I'm gonna open this up so you guys can see the inside. Like the other palettes, the slip cover does come with instructions on what is what in the palette. What are the baked shadows and what are the shimmer or matte shadows. I think that this is so great. It gives tips. I wished other companies did that as well. So this is how the palette looks. It does come with a big mirror. It folds all the way back like so. And this is how the palette looks. So of course this is a rumored dupe for the McGrath palette. I do not have that palette because McGrath is quite expensive and I don't have that kind of money, so I was very excited to purchase this. I already did some swatches for you guys in the daylight so you guys can see how it looks. So I was really impressed with this palette and its swatches. Now in case you guys are new to my channel, I normally don't judge a palette by the swatches. Sometimes swatches can look really pretty and then it can look horrible on your eye. It doesn't perform well on the eye, and sometimes it looks like a horrible swatch but then it looks beautiful on the eye. So I don't really base it 100% on swatches, but a lot of people like to see swatches. I will show some live swatches right now. But before I do that, I do want to say one thing. When I first looked at this palette online, when I first saw this palette in person, I just was not a huge fan of the fact that there's only two mattes. Now I know Bad Habit is known to make dupes, so I'm not 100% mad about that because I already knew there was going to only be two mattes because of the palette it was duping. That palette only had two mattes, so I'm like, okay, I get it. And honestly, if you want more mattes, then don't get this palette because it's this black one and this brown one right here. Those are the mattes. There's not much of a transition shade. Everything else is a shimmer or a baked shadow. So I did not like that. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, oh my god, I love the palette and everything about it. No, there was some things I really did not like about this palette. The color selection is beautiful, but for me, I would have to go into another palette to get a transition shade and so on and so forth. Today, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to try to just stick to this palette. When I did my own look when I got the palette, I did end up reaching for another palette for a transition shade. So if you're the type that doesn't like to do that, to get another palette just to make a whole look, then you may not like this palette. I wouldn't suggest getting it. So this palette retails for $24 on the Shop Hush app. You can always use your Hush points towards this. I did for me. It ended up coming out to like $16 and change because I had a good amount of Hush points and I went ahead and I put it towards this palette. I do like the formula in this palette. I do believe that it is an improvement from the old Bad Habit formulas. And I do want to say something else that I noticed about the third one in this series, because like I said, I have the other ones as well, but these baked ones right here were less crumbly compared to the ones here. Now, I didn't hate the ones that were here. I actually liked it a lot. But these right here, it just felt like it was pressed a little bit more than the ones that were in here. So I wasn't mad about that. I actually kind of liked that. So we're going to go ahead and do some swatches. Let me take this purple. I'm going to take this green one. You know, no, I don't want to do that one. Ooh, this one is actually one of my favorite shades. Honestly, I thought that these colors stole the show, but This one, oh no, this one to me is probably the best shade here. Like the best shadow in this palette is this one, in my opinion. Okay, what else? Let's take this one. By the way, the names are really awesome. They have Maiko, they have Plum Wine, Kabuki Dance, things like that. So they're on my fingers, you can see. I'm gonna go ahead and swatch them right in front of you. So, excuse me, up close so you can see. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sorry about that. There we go. Look at those beauties. It's absolutely stunning. This is not a shock for me because 1, I've already used it, and 2, this is Bad Habit. This is what I've known of Bad Habit. They make really good shimmer baked shades. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and swatch the 2 mattes and keep it pushing. Here's the black one, and let's do this brown one. We have the black one right here, and we have the brown one right here. Whoop, took too much. Look at that. Oh, this one didn't come out so pretty. That's my fault. I just did not do it justice just now. But I mean, look at that brown though. Beautiful. Alright guys, so my thoughts on this palette is that it is a very good palette. The shadows are great. They blend really well. They pop out very well. Let me go ahead and actually read this one more time. I've read this before on my channel for the other 2, but I'm going to read it again because this really explains how you should use the shadows, how to get the most payoff and all that good stuff. Here they just say a little bit of a welcome to the series sort of thing. On here it says the 4 on this side, so let me show you what they're talking about. 1, 2, 3, and 4. These 4 are baked powders. For maximum payoff and shine, apply using a finger. So they're already telling you, hey, if you want the extreme payoff, use a finger. You can't use a brush, but for extreme, use a finger. Then they talk about the 6 right here. They say these are pressed powders. Apply using a brush for best blendability, and then for more intense payoff, use a dampened brush. So everything is pretty much there for you guys on how to get the most payoff. Now, if the payoff still isn't there after reading that, then you know something's wrong with this palette. But the payoff was there. So now I'm gonna go ahead and jump into a eye look. Now I want to make this a little fun since this is a 3rd palette in the series of palettes that I have reviewed so far. So I'm going to go ahead and do a look that I was inspired by a post that Bad Habit had actually posted on Instagram from a makeup artist called First Fantasy. That's F-E-R-S Fantasy. I'll put his Instagram down below in my description box if you want to see. He's very talented. I was just like wowed at what he could do. So I'm actually gonna go ahead and do a look inspired by that, and I'm gonna have some fun. Now, of course, I'm not gonna use a white base primer so you guys can see what it looks like without a white base primer. I don't believe in that in this channel. I believe that when you're reviewing a palette, you shouldn't show a white base because it kind of gives this impression that the pigmentation is in the palette. It's just there when really the white base is helping it. So I'm doing it just as is. Okay, let's get this party started. Alright guys, well there you have it. This is the look that I decided to do today, inspired by, of course, that picture that I showed earlier. I really did have fun making this look. It is different. It's not something that I normally do. And I hope you guys got to see the way this palette works. The shadows blended easily for me. Of course, I do have good brushes. Remember, brushes can make such a big difference as to whether a palette works or not, but it did work for me and I was very happy with it. And yeah, those are my thoughts on this palette. It is again $24 on the Shop Hush app, and let me know down below your thoughts on this palette, whether you think it's a complete hit or a complete miss, or if you're saving your coin for something that's coming out later, like for example the gingerbread palette by Too Faced. I'm obsessed with that palette. I cannot wait for it to drop. By the way, I just want to give a quick shout out to a couple of people for just showing so much love to me lately. Princess Penna has drawn a bunch of pictures of me that I absolutely adored, and so did Lovely Panda. That's all I have for today. Thank you everyone for watching. Have a wonderful day or a night, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Bye.